Hi everyone, I'm Any New Province and I just finished up the league with Golgari Aristocrats. It feels awesome to continuously swing at your opponent for lethal with a massive Mortician Beetle. You can fling your Carrion Feeders at your opponents in whatever matches you want with Rite of Consumption by clicking on the timestamps in the description box down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you enjoy everything and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the league. Let's go. All right, so I think we do have to do the awkward tap land turn one here, but we're going to keep this. This is reasonably fast. We have a payoff for our sacrificing. We have a way to draw some cards. Blister Pod can just get in, and it's going to be burned. So we're going to have to be real fast then, guys. Akia. Oh, nailed it. Also, drew Untapped Forest. Nailed it. So I don't think we go Mortician Beetle here because I think they just straight up kill it. I think we go Young Wolf because we don't mind blocking this Lava Runner with Young Wolf. And actually at the same time, I think I would rather block with Blister Pod so that when I go Mortician Beetle next turn, I can sack the... I can play Mortician Beetle, sack the spawn to cast Brindleshout. I think I like that even better. You just replace the one with an L. And even that's giving me a lot of credit, thinking I'd pull that one off. Opponent goes Curse of the Pure Star. Yep. Yep. And attacks. We'll go to blocks. Block like this. Get our token. And turn comes back. We take a damage, unfortunately. But I think this is going to be a pretty good turn. So we'll go to combat, swing with our Scion. Don't want to miss that damage. Play Swamp. Go Mortician Beetle. Tap Sack. Get a counter. Yes, and Brindleshout. Pass the turn. So we'll see. I guess we can Scarscale Ritual off this counter, or we can like kill this Brindleshoat with it if we have to, but we're just going to block with Brindleshoat, get our 3/3 if they attack, and then thank you very much, Zaphinix. So you guys are really testing me tonight. Everyone pronounces that wrong anyway. That's deep strats. Thank you so much for the nice words, though. And it's good to see you on time, you freight. Daylight savings time. What's up, Eighth? I was just trying to think. I was like, which one of my viewers have I been mispronouncing their name for like over a year now? And it's Aetherion. I've been mispronouncing Aetherion's name for a year. Easy. Definitely at least a year. All right, Curse of the Pure Star going to tick down. So they're not going to be able to effectively block our Mortician Beetle this turn. I would like to go Nest Invader. I guess I could have like main deck Gutshot, but I don't really believe that. Maybe we don't want to draw cards this turn. Maybe we want to wait until we can sack the token from this. I mean, it would be nice to Scarscale Ritual our Brindleshoat here, but honestly, having a blocker back isn't the end of the universe. So I think if we're going to be running out Nest Invader, we might as well run out Nest Invader now, just in case we have to sack the Scion to fizzle something on Mortician Beetle after blocks. Get our token, play Jungle Hollow. Go to combat, and this gets out of hand real quick if we find a sack outlet. I feel like it might be moving in the wrong direction. Oh, or yeah, to rebuy Young Wolf. That's a good idea. All right, here comes Rift Bolt. We'll see if they use it to kill Mortician Beetle. Yes, they're going to. Okay, that's fine. Burn spells at our creatures, not a big deal. We've got lots of creatures where that came from. Lava Spikes our face down to 13. And it's pretty good here if we can trade with this Lava Runner and give us good attacks for the next couple turns. I don't mind that. They're not going to let us do that. Okay. So turn comes back to us. Pure Star ticks up. We draw a forest. So drawing a few too many lands here. But I think what we're going to want to do is probably... Yeah, so we're going to play out our two creatures here. Play a land, play Blister Pod, play Young Wolf, and then I think we're going to Scarscale Ritual our Brindleshoat. I think. Maybe it's just Blister Pod. I think having the 3/3 is better. What? No, you could. I said hello when you came in. I don't know. What's up, he was in the water? Thanks, man. Thank you very much. And we got an Unearth and a Butcher Ghoul. That's pretty cool. We don't have anything to sacrifice just yet. Getting back Brindleshow with Unearth is kind of just big game in and of itself, though. Oh, you always got to play around. You always got to play around days. Thank you, Mount Mentat, for picking up the good thank yous for me. I needed that. All right, so opponent passing without doing anything. I can get into that. We draw a Hunger of the Howl Pack with an Eldrazi Scion spawn on board. Opponent's at 13. No reason to... I guess we might be sacking, so I think we actually want to... This kind of telegraphs it, but we probably want to get back our Mortician Beetle here. So let's get back Mortician Beetle with Unearth. See if our opponent has any responses. Mortician Beetle comes down. We go to combat. We're going to swing with everything but Beetle and the spawn. Prepay a coupon for 5 thank yous. Thank you. Not too many thank yous. Not too many thank yous. I'll continue to thank you throughout our time together. All right, opponent is going to just let this go. They have 3 cards in hand and could feasibly win next turn. So if we go for Hunger of the Howl Pack here, they can probably just bolt in response, and we don't want that. We can't prevent that either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it doesn't matter whether we do it this turn or next turn, so I think we'll just get in for damage. If they can kill us, they can kill us. There isn't a ton of ways around that. So we'll go ahead and play Butcher Ghoul. And pass the turn. So they can kill us here, they can kill us here. They're going to Needle Drop us, okay. If they tap out, I might go for it. I probably will go for it, because we might just die. Hey, Zeph0666, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. So we'll see if they can do it here. They have 2 mana. A Fire Blast would kill us here. Oh, spread the love around, of course. They're going to cycle. Fire Blast still does it. Otherwise, I think we can get them. They're at 6. 2 burn spells doesn't do it. 2 1 mana, 3 damage burn spells doesn't do it. So it's going to have to be Fire Blast. And forbid you from watching the stream, Lang Kenzie. Why would Twitch do something like that to you? I'm so sorry. My goodness. I want you here. Don't get too optimistic. Yeah, they need Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast. So they're just going to pass. Okay. So I think we're in a now or never type situation. We take 1 down to... You did not miss too much, Teferi. I think we're about to win here. So if we attack with everything and they block here, they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we should be able to Hunger in response to the removal spell. So I'm going to go to combat and swing. And see what happens. Even with the Eldrazi spawn. That was funny. And necessary. So if they make no blocks, we win. If they block the 3/3, we win. So they block the 3/3. Let's see how much damage this is before I get too ballsy about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you think, opponent? A deflecting palm? Hunger afterwards? Yeah, good call. Well, I guess it's the same thing, right? I guess it already has damage marked on it, so they could just remove the same thing. Good call. I'm with you. A removal spell, it doesn't end the game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're dead like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what they're slow rolling, if they are slow rolling anything. So we'll see what they're going to hit. Nest Invader won't do it. They need at least 2 removal spells here. And we can still gain a life. Travis Lazuli, I was not super confident myself. Opponent is just making us work for it. Okay, so they're going to Fire Blast Mortician Beetle. Yep. Okay. So Mortician Beetle goes away. We will Hunger of the Howl Pack our... They got a red mana floating. I'm sure they have... I mean, did they just have to win there? So we'll try to Hunger our... What do we want to die? I guess Butcher Ghoul is just as good as anything else. So we'll Hunger up Butcher Ghoul. And see if they have a removal spell for that. They still take 4. And don't have a conceivable way to kill us. We got him. Cool. I don't think we have Pulse in the sideboard. We do have Cartouche of Ambitions to gain some life. I think these are more for... I think this is more against Tireless Tribe, though. What do you guys think? Are Cartouche of Ambitions for Tireless Tribe? That was a good start. Yeah, that was a good win. I gotta celebrate more. That's probably my weakest... my weakest point as a streamer is like, I'm not like, yeah, man, we got him. I'm just like, yeah, we did it. It's almost like it's bad etiquette in Magic to like rub it in people's faces. Thank you very much, Pugsley101. Lifelink is good. I think I agree that Lifelink is good, right? Boom. So what don't we have time to do? I feel like Scarscale Ritual felt a little slow there. Maybe lead? Maybe take out lead? I feel like if you can get through a few turns with your Cartouche of Ambition, lead is better than Scarscale Ritual. So, given that we didn't really have enough time to do this, although it does sacrifice creatures too. I don't really want to take creatures out. No, that's true, but you have to think about it, right? Like, it's a 3-drop. Sometimes you only live until your turn 3 and Burns turn 4, right? This is a very, very fast matchup, so bringing a 3-drop in is kind of deceiving. The Luma's stream. Well, glad to have you, man. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. Maybe the Rankers? I'm going to take out the Rituals, I think. Ranker's a very powerful card. Giving our creatures trample is nuts. I'm okay going down the Rituals. While the Rituals are good, Lead the Stampede is a lot more powerful. And we got a Carrion Feeder to start this one, plus some fodder to make sure it doesn't just die to a Searing Blaze. So we're going to keep. And we're going to wisely play our Carrion Feeder. We're just not going to run it out like a dummy on turn 1. Yeah, we can't beat their turn focus. Yeah, that's true. I guess that's true. Our opponent's down to 6, which I can definitely live with. Turn comes back to us. We find a swamp. So we're gonna go Jungle Hollow on turn 1 here. Turn 2 we'll run out Brindleshote. Turn 3 we'll run out another Brindleshote and our Carrion Feeder. Although maybe I just want to run out Blisterpod. Carrion Feeder? Nah. Next turn will be Brindleshote, and then the following turn will be Brindleshote Carrion Feeder. Oh, opponent's stuck on lands. That's interesting. Okay, now I think it's more appropriate to run out 2 creatures, and then, yeah. So now I'm going to run out Young Wolf, Blisterpod, and pass the turn. Next turn we'll get Carrion Feeder or Brindleshote down, and we should be well on our way. Especially if our opponent's start looks like this. Granted, we are at 15, so... Silvok Lifestaff would be gas. I agree. It's tough, man. The Lead the Stampede decks, like, you bring a lot of power to a deck with Lead the Stampede, but at the same time, opponent's just not going to attack. Okay. Sure. Ooh, baby. Okay. So that's for next turn. So we're going to go land... Carrion Feeder. I'm not going to get greedy and attack because we want to be able to save Carrion Feeder through removal spells even when we're casting this Cartouche of Ambition on it. So we want as many warm bodies around to soak up that damage as possible. No attacks. And we'll see if our opponent has an answer for Carrion Feeder through all of the ways we can save it, plus Cartouche of Ambition. They're going to Lava Spike our face, and that should do it, I think. So end step happens. I think I'll go ahead and sack Brindleshote now. I would certainly rather attack with a 3/3 next turn. Put a counter on Carrion Feeder. Honestly, I don't see any danger here, so I'm actually going to just go ahead and kind of go bananas with this. Go like this. They don't have any Edict effects, so we want as much power attacking next turn as possible. And it's going to be so big, they definitely can't have an answer for it. Oh man, reasons to not sack all of your stuff that way. All right, well, play a land, play Mortician Beetle. No, and that's kind of it, right? Like I just don't have time. I really wish I did have time, but I just don't. All right, so go to combat, swing with everything, gain 5. And I really think that should do it. Our opponent's stuck on 1 land here. We're at 17. So, Baneslayer online. Oh, yeah. Hey, we got him. Sweet. All right, guys, let's do this. Here we go. Match 2. And I think this is kind of bad. I think if we get stuck on black mana, which is pretty likely, I kind of want to pull the deck up really quick. Let's have a look at the deck. Let's look how many green sources we have. And go from there. Because if we don't have enough green sources, or if we don't have enough black sources, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to draw into. We got to draw one next turn. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's a mulligan. I think it's a mulligan for sure. This is pretty bad, but if we can string together enough creatures and find a lead the Stampede, this is better than a 5, I think. We just can't draw lands. We can't draw that many lands. So we go from, oh, and our opponent's kind of deep mulliganing. Get to put a land to the bottom, so at least we have that courtesy. All right, so we'll lead on Swamp. So maybe our opponent will think we're mono black control and kind of take their time a little bit. Oh, never mind. All right, so there's a young wolf. So I think we'll go Bloodthrone Vampire so that we can attack with a 3/3 next turn. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have removal for it. Granted, we are going to be choked on green mana, so maybe that wasn't the right play, but we'll see. Another Tron land and Prophetic Prism? It's Prophetic Prism. Tron matchup is never fun. Well, we did find a way to get some utility here. So I think with Tron, you kind of have to, you kind of got to get your beats in when you can. So we're just going to go like this. We're going to sack, get a 3/3, sack, get a 2/2, put this up to a 5/5, go to combat, swing for 5, and pass. So we really gotta rip good here. We gotta rip real good here. 1 Seagate Oracle is an evoked Mulldrifter. Okay, well that's not our worst nightmare. It's not a bad clock. We find another land because decks love me and stuff. All right, swing like this. We do have gain lands, so we'll hold on to Golgari Rot Farm for what that's worth. Play a forest and pass the turn. So if we hit any of our 2-for-1 creatures next turn and our opponent doesn't have a fog or a way to answer Bloodthrone Vampire, then we win, which is pretty sweet. Signet. All right. Looks like Stonehorn Tron. Lone Missionary. Prophetic Prism. They're tapped out. Let's go. 2-for-1 creature off the top. 2-for-1 creature off the top. It's Mortician Beetle. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty funny. Okay, so it's like one of the only creatures we have that doesn't do it. So attack like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can put them to 1, which isn't much different than what they're at now. So we'll do it like this. And yeah, it doesn't do it. So this will go to 3/3, even if I say, like, you know, it's 8, no matter which way. No matter which way you swing it. All right, do it like that. And play swamp. What's up, 666? How you been? Pass the turn. See if they found a way to answer us. Tron at 3 life is about as good as Tron at way more than that life. So we'll see if they have a Stonehorn Dignitary here, which makes it awkward, but we do have Rite of Consumption, and we have a few ways to find that. So opponent just doing more digging. Apparently, Ling Kenzie is just spieling off. You probably made a typo or something. All right. Oh, we got him. Sweet. They didn't find the answer. Okay, so let's find a way to kill Tron. That's what Evil Presence is for sure. So what are we taking out? Is Caustic Caterpillar worth it? Caustic Caterpillar might be worth it. So Evil Presence and Caterpillar can come in. So what do we want to take out? Some of our less fast stuff. I think this deck is good. Yeah, good record so far. Absolutely. I'm all the 6 with 4 lands. Yeah. Interesting to see how your non-Stampede card advantage goes. Had a bequeathal in your version and found it was just one too many hoops to jump through. Yeah, Scarscout Ritual is cool because it triggers our death triggers when we have to. So if we're looking at Evil Presence, Caustic Caterpillar, what are we taking out? I don't necessarily want to take out rituals here because if we have a Brindle Shout hand and we can ritual to kill it, like we want all of our sacrifice outlets this time. We probably don't need Unearth. That's a really good call. Although maybe this slows us down too much. Maybe Caterpillar slows us down too much. Unearth can make you go pretty fast. We can take out Tragic Slip. Rite of Consumption is actually kind of relevant. Maybe we take out 1 ritual. Beetle's not great, but it's not like the end of the world either. Right gets her, yeah, Right's staying in. I think it's just really cool. Like the sack outlet, nah, Rancor always stays. Rancor is one of the most busted Magic cards ever. Thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate that. We need to find one more cut, guys. We need to find one more cut. And it's not easy. It's not easy from here. Yeah, they're not going to be killing our creatures. Hunger might be a little bit worse. I have a feeling I'm supposed to take 1 creature out. Does this make an O1? I'm going to take out a Nest Invader. It's used as You're Surprised? Oh. Okay. This is an okay hand. I think I'm going to keep it. It's not very explosive. But turn 1 Carrion Feeder, turn 2 Carrion Feeder Brindle Shout, or... Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. Or just turn 2 Brindle Shout, get the beats going. We're going to keep. We'll see if our opponent represents any kind of removal. Expedition Map, okay. It doesn't necessarily get a counter on it. We're going to go ahead and Jungle Hollow. Pass. Okay, opponent. Let's see if you can Tron us out this time. They didn't even get to Tron mana last time, so... Oh, are they stuck on lands? That would be ideal. No. Karoo lands and Tron. That's interesting. And we're flooding out, so that's great. So we'll play Carrion Feeder. And I think we go with another... If we go with Rot Farm here, we can go Carrion Feeder Brindle Shout next turn, so I think that's what we're going to do. I guess we can do that either way. Yeah, let's wait until we can bounce a gain land with this. Let's go tap land, say go. I definitely always draw more lands. Yeah, so it's not sacrifice. Technically. Opponent gonna crack Expedition Map, probably go get a Tron land. Only 4 cards in hand. Tron with 4 cards in hand isn't that scary. Granted, we're not giving it to him this time. We're not really putting that clock on them like we want to be. More lands, because, yeah. So we'll play Swamp. We'll play Carrion Feeder. Diminishing Returns Edition. And we'll play Brindle Shout. We'll go ahead and sack Brindle Shout straight away to get that extra point of damage in here. And go to combat and swing. This is kind of anemic. Jay is psychic. Yeah, Jay like 5 or 6 messages back up. Ah, quite. So our opponent a lot closer to Tron now. We'll see what kind of Tron nanigans they're going to get up to. We do have 5 power on board, it's true. Gold version, what's up? Good entrance as always, my dude. So opponent grabs Secluded Step, gonna keep digging. I don't really know what they're digging for. They're probably trying to find Stonehorn Dignitary or something to establish the lock. They have Tron if they want it. So I imagine that's coming. 2 mana means Lone Missionary? Journey, okay. What will Journey target? So we are gonna sack it. I know they probably have like Core Skyfishers or something like that, but I'd rather just have the 5 damage on board. All right, cool. That's their turn. We find a Young Wolf. That's not bad. So we'll play Young Wolf, play Carrion Feeder, and I think we'll just keep running out gain lands for now. Go to combat, swing with 2, and I think we are going to sack Young Wolf now. Just for that extra point of damage this turn. Get in for 6. And yeah, hopefully we're just too fast for them. Pass the turn. I think it is. I think there is a potential of Core Skyfisher here. What's Bracken? Mikiko. The first match was against Burn, and we janked him out. I think this is Custody Squire, Core Skyfisher, Stonehorn Dignitary shenanigans, most likely. Yes. It most likely is. Prismatic Strands as well. Prismatic Strands less scary against this deck, though. Nest Invader, welcome. Is welcome. Although opponent might have counter magic here. Blue-white Crippling Depression. I like it. So we get a token, go to combat, swing with everything. Go through to blocks. We're going to sack our token to the other Carrion Feeder this time. But I'm imagining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we only got him for 11 here, unfortunately. Almost lethal. And we'll see. This is probably going to be Prismatic Strands. Yep. On what? On what? Black? Green? On black. Cool. And we'll play Golgari Rot Farm, pick up Jungle Hollow. We might hit a Lead the Stampede, so having all this mana is actually pretty relevant. All right, Tron at 7 is a lot like Tron at 20, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it seriously does. Like, it's blue. No, that's probably another version of Blue-White Crippling Depression, but depending on how fast they kill you, Tribe can be a beating in many varieties. Is it time to dig for our Rhystic Circle? Okay, well, I'm sure glad we have all this mana. So our opponent has 5 mana, which means, oh no, they have tons of mana. All right, time to start playing fast. We've initiated the clock game with our opponent. And I think Rites is... Oh, they're going to go ahead and do it now? Okay, so we're not going to pay. We only have 5 sources. They have 5 mana. We'll see what they target. So they target Carrion Feeder. Sure. They target... Nope. So we're going to let them do the first couple of things. This is just for time efficiency. We draw Blister Pod. So unfortunately, that isn't going to help our cause at all. We'll go to combat and we're going to swing. They have 4 mana. We have 5 mana. So one thing is going to end up dealing damage. We're just going to tap out. Yes, we would like to pay. Yep. 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 Okay. Oh, they can wait until blocks? Oh, great. Okay. Well, we learned our lesson. We're going to lose 2 mana here, and then our opponent can just fog the rest of us. So that sucks, but... Yeah, so we can't fight it now. Although maybe we couldn't, because they had 4 mana left, and we did not have 4 mana. We had 3 mana. Oh well. Nope. Can't fight it. Mm-hmm. Glad we hit our land drops, though. All right, cool. So that was combat. We did nothing. We passed the turn. And somehow our opponent got an amazing time advantage that turn. They play a Tron land, 3 cards in hand, and just infinite mana for Rhystic Circle now. 4 mana. Honor Guard. Doesn't really matter here. I guess they can go to blocks and then prevent damage from it. We draw Bloodthrown Vampire. All right, so we'll run that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have no way to fight it here, so we're just going to pass. I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana to fight through our 4 mana. So yeah, so they're good. So we'll pass. God, math. Gotta find that Rites of Consumption, gang. Or have our opponent tap out like crazy, or take them off Tron. That would be the best part. If we could find one of our sideboard cards to take them off Tron. More mana is okay, so we'll go to combat. We can sneak through an attack this time. 6, 7, 8. Yep. I guess we can just F6 here. And I'm sure our opponent's played this dance a few times. Gonna have to focus here, guys. I don't know if I actually did the math right here. Tapped a crew land, though, so even if I did. Yeah, we have 1 surprise mana. True. So our opponent's gonna let one of their mana go for one of our mana. Or they're not. Yep. Some more circling. It's tricky when they like tap multiple lands and stuff. Oh yeah, the aristocracy is going well. So we're going to activate multiple times. And they are going to be able to hit our sack outlets, but we're still going to be able to get some damage through. I think. They have 4 mana, so they can fog 4 things. I'm going to go after Bloodthrown Vampire. Yep. And when they go for the last one, maybe that's when we... I guess, yeah, we could like surprise them with our token, but I don't know if we want to do that. Oh yeah, it is a good way to make them tap out before we Rites as well. I agree. What's this targeting? Can't prevent this one. And we'll see what they go to block. What's this targeting? Yeah, if we just sack this to pay for this, then they block this. So I guess we just let this go. And they do it to Blister Pod. Okay. Well, I didn't sufficiently do the math, okay, guys? All right, we're F6'd. There aren't enough cheap ones. All right, opponent's tapping a little extra mana this time. We'll see what this is. Muldrifter, draw on some cards. Do we have any enchantment hate in the sideboard? I don't know if we do. Yeah, terminology for MTG is deep. Very deep. Draw a Rancor. Okay. So let's Rancor up. Oh yeah, Coalition Honor Guard, right. All right, go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So that means they get to fog 3 things. 1, 2, 3, and then they block 2. So 1 creature gets in. We get in for 1 here. So I think we're just going to pass. It's going to save us time. Oh yeah, and Cost of Caterpillar. You're right. Cost of Caterpillar would be huge here. Opponent, more Muldrifters. Yep. Yeah, Caterpillar would be amazing, actually. Journey, okay. That does deal with creatures. And Rites, yeah, Rites of Consumption obviously would be great. Not as good now, but no. Do not sack Carrion Feeder to its own ability. Sacrifice a creature, put a counter. There is a card named Falconwrath Aristocrat, though, right? Yeah. I think so. Opponent's going to get in with Drifty Boy. Yes. Did they not do the math? 1, 2, 3, 4. They probably just have another strands. And they have flashback strands, too. Another land. Well, we're hitting land drops. Come on, Caterpillar. 6 plus 6 is 12. So, yeah, they had too much there. Plus, they have blockers. Opponent researches. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Magikusar. I appreciate that. Magikusar? Are you a type of dinosaur that's also magic? A Magikusar? Do you say your own name when people talk to you? Like in the soon-to-be Pokemon movie. Here come the Muldrifters. I think they realize they have the... Oh yeah, also magic user. That makes sense. There's a Brindle Show. We'll just cast it. And pass. So we got to find Caustic Caterpillar to blow up this circle. And if we can blow the circle up by surprise, it doesn't seem like our opponent's on counter magic, although they may be. So we might have to wait an extra turn. Custodian Squire, what are you going to buy back? Expedition Map. We want to get the right one, the one that has a vote for it. This one. Opponent being crafty, picking the second one. Hey, thank you so much for the sub. The Luma stream. Thank you. Thank you very much for the sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the Jank Bank. Good having you here tonight. And yeah, I really appreciate the sub. Thanks. You guys have been super supportive with the subs lately. That means the universe to me. It's amazing that you guys support me in what I do. I'm just out here playing Magic like your average Joe. All right, so they get in with the Muldrifters and pass it back. We find a swamp, which doesn't do anything. So opponent still has 6, plus 6 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 5, plus 5 is 10 mana, so they still can fog all of our creatures, plus block a couple. So we'll pass. An above average James. Who's James? Oh, I said a Joe. Yeah. One more draw step does equal hope. Yep. Our opponent is gaining life now, though, and they have several creatures. Oh, from loading ready run? Okay. I'll take James. I'll take James as a comparison. I love James. I love all of loading ready run. They're awesome. Is it really the most common name in the US? I wouldn't be surprised. I thought it'd be like John or something, though. Or like Muhammad. Like really catch you off guard like Superbad did that time. Is an above average James. Caustic Caterpillar. Very nice. Okay, so play Caustic Caterpillar. Which only costs green mana, apparently. And we can blow up Rhystic Circle. At which point they only have 3 blockers and they're at 10. So they'll go block, block, and block. The 1, 2, 3, 4 go to 6. But they also have flashback prismatic strands. They have Custodian Squire here too, which is relevant. So I think we want to wait until the last minute to blow this up. So we'll just pass here. Although it does give them time to react and have creatures back. I think we want to do it at the last possible second. Like when we're going to win the game. Through the prismatic strands they have on board, essentially. And unfortunately we can't F6 now because we have to be able to hold up. And they can Rhystic all this stuff in response too. So I'm going to get in with the Flyers. Opponent feeling pretty confident here. They must have a bunch of, or lethal. They actually just have lethal. Didn't realize that. Okay. And no way we got out of this. So we're actually dead. Caustic Caterpillar, 1 card too shallow, apparently. But yeah, there was no way out of it anyway. So we'll concede. No blocks here, right guys? Nothing I'm not seeing? Rip. That's a good reason to be confident. All right, guys. Ripperonis. We're dead now. Yeah, we're on the play next time. Lead Stampede would have been great there. It does find us our sideboard card. What else would have been good? I don't really think this deck makes me... I guess Aerial Volley doesn't seem too bad, but... probably not something we actually want to be doing. I think the sideboarding's good. I like Caterpillar. He would have conceded 10 turns ago. What's up, Shades? How have you been, man? It's been a while. Jeez. Yeah, smelling that sacrifice. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, the Tron matchup seems a little sketchy. But I mean, I don't know, man. Most decks can have a sketchy Tron matchup. Just work at time zones. Yeah. That's it. You be there, man. We will play first. We got to play fast. Man, aren't you guys glad our Straconses aren't out of order anymore? Anyway, we got a really good hand. Our Straconses aren't... I can't remember. What was wrong with the Straconst? Does anyone remember what was wrong with the Straconst? Carrion Feeder, go. And next turn, we're going to Brindle Shoat, sack it. And then the following turn, we're going to Butcher Ghoul, sack it. Do all that stuff. Here we go. Ooh, we even got the Evil Presence. All right, so Brindle Shoat, sack Brindle Shoat. Get a 3/3, get a counter on Carrion Feeder, go to combat, and swing. And next turn, if we draw a land, or if they start like racing towards Tron, it was out of date, right? Yeah, our Straconst was out of date. Do you guys remember that? Ah, the good old days. Out of date Straconsts. So our opponent's got a counter up here. That's interesting. Let's try to run a Young Wolf into it. Opponent lets it go. All right, swing. And we'll go ahead and sack Young Wolf. See if they have any responses. I'd like them to tap more mana than what they already have, but I don't want them to know that they can go get another Urza's Tower and be okay. Sometimes the Straconst is just out of date, guys. So we'll play Carrion Feeder. We'll wait until they tap out to Evil Presence someday. Pass a turn. Although they might have to go get white mana here. And are we representing lethal next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're one off of lethal. Opponent gets a Plains. So I imagine they're going to be using the Plains to leave up Prismatic Strands this turn. Strength and Constitution. My Strength and Constitution were out of date at the time, so that would make sense. 3 mana means an Evoked Muldrifter. Okay. That's going to give us the opportunity to win. And they already have cracked maps, so we can keep them off Tron, which is all that makes Rhystic Circle scary. And yeah, we should have it here. Is there a way we can just win this turn? I don't think so. Unfortunately, we can't do both of these things. So we'll play land. They can't get Tron next turn, so we might as well go Butcher Ghoul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Butcher Ghoul doesn't represent lethal here, so we'll just go ahead and attack. Oh, you originally built it? Oh, sorry, man. You were the one that took it into the challenge that time. Well, congrats on your brew. It's sweet, especially the Butcher Ghoul innovation. And everything you did with the card advantage. I love it. I love it. I want more of it. It is a really nice deck, man. It seems to be doing okay right now. Hopefully we'll be able to take it to the ship. See what our opponent does. And of course, we won't Evil Presence main phase next turn because we will be... Oh, they scooped. Okay. Sweet. We got him. Woo! All right, you guys, here we go. Match 3. We got to lead the Stampede hand. An awkward lead the Stampede. We got a 2-drop in to lead the Stampede. If they kill this, we can unearth it back. If they kill us twice, we can unearth it back. I kind of want to see what lead the Stampede does in this deck, and we're ahead. We're gonna get a few play points anyway, so let's see what happens. Ooh, mono black control. All right, let's start with Jungle Hollow. I imagine it's mono black control. What other decks go turn 1 shiny Baronmoor? I'm getting a sneaking suspicion this is actually Nick. I guess my opponent did Rhystic Circle. There's Carrion Feeder. I've got this suspicion that my opponent is about to do something kind of dirty with a Journey to Nowhere. So we're gonna go Swamp and Butcher Ghoul. Pass a turn. This is definitely Pestilence. I'm feeling the pest. There's another Carrion Feeder. Okay, so we're going to go to combat and swing. And then do some fancy stuff, because this can really only represent Doomblade as far as I know. Doomblade or an Edict. So we're going to go land, Carrion Feeder, sack Ghoul, and sack Ghoul, counter on Carrion Feeder, and then unearth Ghoul, and pass the turn. See what our opponent does. Is this an Edict? Diabolic Edict? They're going to slip the Feeder. So we'll sack that, put a counter on Feeder. We did turn on the Tragic Slip. Oh yeah, pretty fancy stuff happening here. And we'll leave Butcher Ghoul back as a 1/1 for Edict fodder. Probably until their end step. Oh, we ate it. We ate it big time. And that's part of the reason why I spread it out. So opponent cycles Baron more. They're trying to find a way out of this. We're going to try to build our own Gurmag Angler here. I think they're leaving up Prismatic Strands. I wonder if they have Instant Speed Edict. I'm just going to pass here. All right, we draw a land, but that's okay. So we're going to play a land, and I think we're going to lead post-combat because 1 green mana only represents a single extra damage for Carrion Feeder, and maybe they'll play differently if we attack first. Nope. Okay, so let's lead the Stampede. It does seem greedy. Wow. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good stuff. We'll play Mortician Beetle. Oh, that felt good. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that felt good. Yeah, that was nuts. That was insane. All right, let's see if that league can carry us. Oh, you guys all right? It's tasty. All right, they have Pest X1 online. Let's see when they choose to use it. Probably in our turn next turn. Or right now, I don't know. Jungle Hollow. All right, well, we're just going to play our hand out here. So play untap land. What do we go with first? We probably want to go with Nest Invader first. Has been wrecking you a fair bit. It's pretty sweet. So Nest Invader comes down, then we'll Brindle Shout. And I don't really... What's up, Airmo? I don't really think Pestilence even gets our opponent out of this. We'll sack, get a counter. Our opponent's going to go to Pest. Oh, they're going to Tragic Slip. Well, we might as well sack it to itself, right? I wonder if I want to sacrifice anything else first. I don't believe I do. So we'll sacrifice Carrion Feeder to itself. Gets more counters. Our opponent can Pest X3 next turn. So we still do want to run out Bloodthrone Vampire here. And go to combat. Swing, swing. Always encouraging auto-cannibalism. The Bust of Value Town just pulled into the driveway. You are correct. So our opponent's at 11. I think one of their only options is to Pestilence like crazy here and try to wipe our board. So when they go X1... Oh, this is complicated. So if they go X1, we've got to sacrifice... Maybe we don't sacrifice anything. We'll probably sacrifice Nest Invader, let Brindle Shout, Butcher Ghoul die naturally. Or actually, no, we might as well sacrifice them. So we're going to go X1. So if we sack here, which is what we're going to do. So we'll go sack here, get a counter, and they only have to go X1 one more time to get Bloodthrone Vampire. They're going to Pest again. So we'll sack Butcher Ghoul, because these are going to die to the Pestilence triggers anyway. Mortician Beetle likely to survive this turn. Butcher Ghoul comes back. Mortician Beetle gets a counter, ideally. Okay, so that's not going to kill any of our X1s. Well, I guess it'll kill Bloodthrone. So we will sack Butcher Ghoul again, because it's just going to... Or we might as well sack... Yeah, Butcher Ghoul. All this stuff's going to die to the Pestilence triggers anyway. So we'll sack to it like this. And Bloodthrone Vampire will help us get through an Edict here. But that's about it. So one trigger is going to go through. And we might as well go like this now. I guess Tragic Slip Edict is pretty bad. Get a counter. And ping. So we'll see if our opponent has a way to get rid of our Mortician Beetle and our Bloodthrone Vampire with their 1 white mana. Oh, do they have Journey? Rift Watcher. Okay, sure. Used all their black on Pest, it's true. All right, let's see what we find. A land. Okay, so we're going to go to combat and swing with Mortician Beetle. A creature would have done it. Even Rift Watcher will die. They'll gain some more life. Take no damage. And we might as well play a land drop, I guess, gain some life. If we hit another lead, we're going to want those lands on the battlefield. And we'll just pass. See what they drew. Pest X1 will kill Bloodthrone Vampire. So we might as well sack it to its own trigger. And then if they have an Edict effect, they're still at 12. They could have Chainer's Edict. Even after that lead, man. Even after that lead. Maybe we overcommitted into the Pestilence a little bit. And Edict. Chainer's... Castigate. Okay, that doesn't matter. It wasn't lethal, so they could have just eaten the... They could have just eaten Bloodthrone Vampire and then chumped Mortician Beetle on the following turn. 2 mana for our opponent, and they have Chainer's Edict. Alright. Yeah, let's use its ability. We find Nest Invader, so hopefully we can somehow put the pressure on. Our opponent can't just keep Pestilencing our creatures away because it'll eventually deal too much damage to them. We are going Aristocrat style. So there's Guardian of the Guild Pact. That's all well and good. Yep. And now they have to buffer our life total down below theirs with Pestilence. We draw Lead the Stampede. Beautiful. All right, so let's lead. See what we find. Young Wolf, Blisterpod. Not great finds. Rite of Consumption gone to the bottom. That would have been interesting. I don't really even know if I want to run these out here yet. I think we've got to engineer a situation where we can get a sack outlet out of Pestilence range, and that's how we're going to win. Our opponent chooses not to Pest X1. And now they Pest X2. Okay. Yep. Gonna get in for 4. And Thraby, baby. 1 card in our opponent's hand. 1, 2, 3. They have 6 mana, so they can't quite... Okay. Alright, so let's go. Blisterpod. And... Oh, they can Flashback Edict next turn. So we have to play this kind of smart, I guess. Even though we can't. We just gotta hope they don't hit land drop. So let's go for it. And hope to fade a land drop for a little while. And play Carrion Feeder, play a land, pass the turn. And we should probably get this out of range before they can just pest it away. So do this. I mean, they can X1 now, but yeah, that wouldn't really make sense. So if they go X1 next turn, we can sack this, and then they can X1 with that on the stack. And we can sack this. And then they can go for the third one. They'll have only white mana. Yeah, and Blisterpod can block Guardian, exactly. So I think we're set up here pretty okay. Also the token can, yeah. They're going to draw a card looking for that Edict ability. There's another black mana. So they can't Chainer's Edict this turn. They can Pest. So Pest X1 will go through and kill Blisterpod anyway, so we'll sack it now. Get our token. Get a counter. And we'll sack the token now. Might as well. Get a counter. Pest X is 1. Attack and attack. Okay. I don't really know what I'm hoping for here. I don't know how we win on this board, but there might be a way. Bloodthrone Vampire likely isn't it. So I think we're just dead now, because they attack for 4 in the air, or 4 unblockable, and we lose. Or just Pest X4. That's it. All right, so 2 lead the Stampedes. Didn't do it. Yeah, 2 lead the Stampedes didn't get us there. The Pestilence, man. Pestilence is just too crazy. So I think we're going to need our Caustic Caterpillar, unfortunately, to fight Pestilence. We don't have any discard. I wonder if this just on Karoo lands. That'd be kind of funny, but then they can just Karoo land it back. I think Caustic Caterpillar is the only thing we're bringing in here. Or they don't block into drawing, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's also an out. I think Tragic Slip is probably a little worse here. They probably have like a... No, maybe Tragic Slip is actually good. Now that I'm thinking about it. I think Mortician Beetle is worse. It's going to be harder to set up kind of one of those interesting lines. Although here I think Scarscale Ritual is probably just the worst one. Our opponent's going to be killing our creatures for us. And having more creatures, putting on more pressure, I think is just the way we're going to do it. This hand's pretty bad. So we're going to have to mulligan. All we can resolve is a Carrion Feeder. Yep. We don't have enough lands to really risk that. Lead the Stampede. And just off the back of Hunger main is okay. So I'm going to keep this. Bottom a land. And we'll go turn 1 Young Wolf. Get the beats going. Hopefully they don't answer it with a Thraben Inspector. That does occasionally happen. Mikiko needs that deck list. I think if they have time to get Guardian down and set that whole thing up, then we kind of haven't done our job. Oh, great. Didn't I bottom that? I bottomed that, right? Play a Jungle Hollow. Was it the same art? Because I have mismatched lands. Is that the swamp that I bottomed? It does seem a lot like the Grimfather. Oh, I bottomed a forest. Did I? Okay. Opponent's going to cycle Barrenmore. You got it. And Karoo land. Karoo. Cuckoo, Karoo. Cuckoo, Karoo. Now I'm not sure anymore. All right, what do we draw? Blister Pod. Okay, so I think we're just going to lead instead of Blister Pod here. We've got time. Not a great lead, but a lead nonetheless. We did put 3 lands to the bottom. That's not completely irrelevant. Go to combat, swing. We'll get to play in our hand next turn. No real sacrifice synergy here, so we're going to have to rely on our opponent to turn on this Hunger of the Howl Pack, and it's going to have to be good. They cycle a Secluded Step, looking for God knows what. Probably lands. Although, probably not lands. Jukebog's going to grab lead. Yep. We draw another Mortician Beetle. Alright, so let's play a land. Go to combat. Swing with Young Wolf. I don't see our opponent having an Innocent Blood or anything. Oh yeah, Affinity's real hard to play against on a good day. So we'll go Mortician Beetle. I'm trying to think what's least weak to Pestilence over the next couple turns. Brindleshote. And questionably leave up Hunger. But I think I'm actually just going to go Blister Pod here. And hopefully Hunger on our turn next turn somehow. A bunch of 1-drops versus Pestilence. Who wins? 3 mana. And it's going to be Aven Riftwatcher. They unmake Brindleshote. That's pretty clutch right there. No 3/3 for us. Cruise. Cuckoo Carouse. And now we'll be able to leave up Hunger of the Howl Pack in Adfinium. Actually, this is just going to be a kind of good turn. So play a Carrion Feeder. Play Mortician Beetle. Hope our opponent doesn't have Pest X1 next turn. Go to combat. Swing like this. Go through the blocks. And Carrion Feeder is going to sack Blister Pod. Bunch of triggers. Get a token. Get a token, or get a counter. Get a counter. And get a counter. And let's Hunger of the Howl Pack our Mortician Beetle. And hit for 6. Seems okay. That's turn. So we're representing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can hit for 12 next turn. So if our opponent taps out and doesn't do anything here, then we might be able to get him. So Prophetic Prism. Like, no removal spells means we win. They could have a Tragic Slip in hand. But I think it's worth... Oh, Radiant Fountain. Okay. Sure. 1, 2, 3. Riftwatcher. All right. Well, we are going to be serving pretty much regardless. And I think we want to get our stuff up to X3s. So we're going to do that. Yep. Ooh, just let me tap out and not do anything. Imagine. So our creatures are fairly big now. Ooh, okay. So we'll go to combat, swing with everything. This isn't going to be a win by surprise Hunger of the Howl Pack, but it's going to be good. They're going to block Young Wolf. They're not going to block Young Wolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to block Mortician Beetle. Okay, so we'll sacrifice the spawn. Get the counters. Yep. And Hunger. Young Wolf. I didn't sacrifice to a Carrion Feeder. That was real dumb. Okay. Go like this. They're at 4. They're at 6. And we're close. We're real close. Come on. Opponent, you're at 6. How can you answer everything? They Chainer's Edict. That's not ideal. I think we'll let Carrion Feeder go. It's just the smallest creature. Mortician Beetles go up. It plays around Prismatic Strands, for what that's worth. There's Bazooka Bog, so that will turn off our Unearths if we find one of those. 1 Prismatic Strands isn't going to do it here. Well, 1 Prismatic Strands is going to do it here, sorry. So we'll go to combat, swing with everything. Prismatic Strands will help them survive on black. Yep. And then next turn, they can play a blocker and flash it back. Make kind of a convincing comeback here. Does turn Pestilence off, for now, till they gain life, potentially. Play a land, pass the turn. Always playing lands because of the possibility of lead the Stampede into several more creatures. All right, what's this going to be? 2 mana. So if they find their blocker, I think I'm going to get rid of Mortician Beetle here. I know it doesn't always make sense, but... And Tragic Slips. Yep. You got it. So opponent's at 1. They have 3 mana up. So a creature or another Strands does it here. Creature will let them Strands again anyway. Okay, so they have to either chump or Strands next turn. I'd actually rather they Strands and kept their creature, but... Brindleshote. All right, go to combat. Swing with Young Wolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can flashback Chainer's Edict next turn. They're going to chump. Okay. But their flashback Chainer's Edict will turn off playing a creature to flashback Prismatic Strands, so they definitely won't do that. Yeah, right would be sweet. Right is always sweet. It just always feels like you're going to do it. Opponent's going to go Guardian. Yep. Now that's pretty good. And tap out for Palace Sentinels. Okay. Big yikes. They're at 3. Come on, right. Gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be the right stuff. Tragic Slip, eh? Yeah, Tragic Slip doesn't really do it. We might be able to use it to get him by surprise next turn, I guess, but it's not going to do it right now. Opponent goes for Doomblade on Young Wolf. Okay, that's not going to come back. You got it. And then Edict, Prophetic Prism. Okay. So let's see how they attack. They just attack with Guardian. Sure. We take 2. So end step, with the draw trigger on the stack, we will Tragic Slip their Palace Sentinels. Although I do wish we had a way to get Brindleshote online, because this would be a wicked surprise win, but Rot Farm is not the way to do it. We are going to get an extra draw here, though. So maybe my opponent and I will be trading the Monarchy back and forth a little bit. Rancor would have done it too. Yeah, you're right. And I think we will bounce back Jungle Hollow here. Like I said, if we hit lead, we want to make sure we have as much mana as possible. Bounce Jungle Hollow. Man, I'm doing badly on time. We gotta play super fast here, guys. Yep. Creature does get them out of this. Because they can just strands. Stinkweed. Yep. And we'll just play... Oh my god, deck. Lands. Come on. Why? Why the lands? Play Carrion Feeder, pass the turn. Our opponent is once again the Monarch. Oh, thank you very much, Fluff. Yeah. They're the old studios, man. The old studios. Old Dre style. I can't believe I'm going to time out on an aggro deck. Is this really what's going to happen? Although, I don't know that we're anywhere near being able to win this game now. I guess we'll find out. They're getting their card advantage going now. They have a ton of blockers. They're the Monarch. A lot of things would have to go right here. They can flashback Prismatic Strands. I think we're pretty close, Golgari. And our deck's just feeding us lands, because it's my favorite. Attacking with both here, does that make sense? It kind of does, because they lose a creature regardless. They'll probably block Stinkweed on Carrion Feeder. Sky, yeah, actually, I think that's okay. But then they just dredge back Stinkweed, and we don't do anything. So I think we got to play towards a Rites win. What's up, Type 1? How you doing? Big woofs. Big woofs. How many spells do we cast this game? The Hungers early were kind of nice, actually. Oh yeah, deck is hot on the lands tonight. Deck doing the lands game big time. We're at 12. Opponent at a Jillian life, playing a land, passing the turn. I'm gonna play it out, but this looks pretty awful now. Woof. Get your death metal woofs in there. Oh yeah, love running a 20 land deck, man. It's the bomb. Hitting your 14th land drop. always gas. And now right isn't looking all right. Granted, if we... lead the Stampede, like if we draw right and then we draw lead, we might be okay, but... yeah, this match is going to the Magic Gods, I think. We're doing too good, guys. We're doing too good. Phyrexian Rager and Pestilence, I like it. Pauper EDH, so you guys are still doing it. I've heard some criticism about Pauper EDH, but like, yes, 3 lands were also bottom to lead the Stampede with no shuffles following. Oy. Mortician Beetle, Bloodthorn Vampire is actually kind of fine. We can flashback the first creature we have to sacrifice with this Unearth, and if we don't find one to do that with by turn 3, then we can just move on with our lives. So I'm going to keep this. The lands are a little awkward, but go for the 4-1. Oh yeah, 4-1's decent. Jungle Hollow tap's going to have to be turn 1. It's not a great hand. What's up, Terry? How you doing, man? I hope your appointment last night went swimmingly. All right, it's elves. Or no, it's probably Stompy. This usually means Stompy. Are we better than Stompy? Wouldn't everyone like to know? Okay. Yeah, we're okay running out Bloodthrone here. So we'll run out Bloodthrone. Pass the turn. I haven't seen Mono Green Stompy in a long time. In like a really long time. He wasn't. All right, opponent. Gonna go with BT. Oh god. Cue that song. Cue that Nickelback song. This is how you remind me or something. I don't know. One of them. One of the Nickelback songs. Is this Vault Scourge? Oof. Play Mortician Beetle. Rot Farm back the Jungle Hollow. As much as we might need 2 black mana next turn, I feel like the life is almost more important. And I'd like to leave up Hunger. Actually, no. Maybe I will just get rid of the Forest. Oh, God. Okay. All right. This is Stompy, all right. Welp, guys. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what happens here. With the Stompy Aristocrats matchup. No blocks this turn, taking a Jillian. They're fast. They're really fast, I've noticed, or it seems like that anyway. Ugh, here's Pit Skulk, giving one of their blockers vigilance. Good God. Somebody obviously saw all the Aristocrats decks doing well, and they were like, I'm going to show you guys what that aggro deck is doing. Now they have another Vigilant Threat. This doesn't look good, gang. Oh, really? Might have been quite good. Okay, so play a land. How can we bounce back from this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're dead next turn. We can make our creatures pretty big, which might be our only saving grace here. So let's go Blood Throne Vampire. What's up, Tron Beetle? How you doing? Welcome. Play a land. Having 2 blockers back next turn isn't super good. I think we're going to go to combat. We're going to attack with Bloodthrone Vampire, sack this, Hunger the Howl Pack, hopefully eating one of their blockers, although they might just not block. And then we'll be able to unearth this Bloodthrone Vampire, and we have 2 blockers back. But actually, that seems kind of bad. We might want to do all that stuff at instant speed on their turn, and then try to have a really good next turn. Although, we can't really benefit from that here. Alright, well, looks like we gotta go close to dead and hope for the best. So, sack Bloodthrone Vampire, get a counter. They have no cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So creature doesn't do it for them. I'm going to attack thinking that they won't block, because they don't know about the Unearth. Nice! Well, that's good. I'm glad you're excited to play it. So I'm going to block with Young Wolf, which does hurt us a little bit. Young Wolf will die. Yep. So we'll Hunger up Mortician Beetle. And then unearth Bloodthrone Vampire. Pass the turn. I don't think this gives us a very good chance of winning, though. I don't think things were going particularly well for us in the first place, but they're definitely not going well for us now. So block like this, and block like this. We'll see if our opponent drew a pump spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they drew Vines, we're dead. Yeah, so we have Daylight Savings Time here, which is what happened there. Daylight Savings Time in Canada puts us back an hour. And it's just as surprising to us every year. So you might think you're thrown off by the time change, but boy, am I thrown off by the time change. All right, so we can't conceivably have enough blockers to win here, even with a Brindleshote. So we're dead, I think. We can get 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then we take a Jillian. Big dead. Are you guys doing it in the US? Is that something you do? All right, so Innocent Bloods and Diabolic Edicts, I think, can come in here. Do you guys think Shrivel is good enough? Do you think Cartouche is good enough? This is actually kind of hard to sideboard in here. But we definitely want these bad boys. And I think we take out Unearth, because that's kind of like an aggro card. We probably take out Right, although Life Gain is kind of nice. And we kind of become the control deck, or try to. And the clocks change again. I don't know if we want to take anything else out for these other cards. I don't think Shrivel is actually good. Cartouche of Ambition is arguable, but I don't know if it's what we actually want here. The Unearths and the Rights for the Edicts seem good to me. Although it's a little questionable at the same time. I think we want the card advantage. It's not, so it's really funny actually. There's a lot of research on Standard Time. I think the worst thing for us here is Elephant Guide, and so it might be like next level stuff to bring in Cost of Caterpillar over something, but I don't really know what we want to take out for Cost of Caterpillar. Maybe like Butcher Ghoul because it's a little slower. Here's our removal. Here's our spells that we can use to feasibly trade with our opponent's stuff. And for that reason, maybe Unearth is better. Maybe we want Cartouche. Cartouche does seem kind of okay. But if we're going to bring in Cartouche, we'll have to take out Scarscale Ritual, and I think the card... Maybe take it out for Scarscale Ritual. I think I'm cool with that. So I'm going to bring Cartouches in as well. And we'll see if this does it. Yeah, I kind of like Cartouche too. It's tough. It's a tough decision. All right, it's a start. We'll keep. It's not as fast as we want it to be, but I think it'd be really greedy to send this back. All right, so play Forest. Our opponent kept as well. Kept their 7. Play Youngu Wolf. And pass the turn. I think we're going to have to be kind of a control deck. Like, Bloodthorn Vampire is going to have to be a good blocker on the ground. It's almost like I forgot how to play against Stompy. And I think we're decisively not the beatdown now. Especially not with lead in hand. Lead is what we're going to be doing next turn. So play out Vampire. Pass a turn. We want about as many death triggers from our creatures as we can possibly get. And we don't want to give them the 2/2 before we have one. So let's see what they do here. We got to survive a couple more turns. And we are going to be blocking. So let's block like this. See if our opponent has responses. Sack Young Wolf, get a counter. Or get some triggers, anyway. Ooh, I wonder if they have Gutshot. Gutshot would be spicy. Yep, so it goes up to 3/3. We can get it up to 5/5. So even if they Hunger of the Howl Pack here, yeah, they'll just let it come back and then Hunger it now, probably. What's this going to be? Burning Tree. Oh, another Burning Tree start. Ideal. So there is some places that don't do it. Do they play Green Cartouche now? Holy crap. Green Cartouche out of Stompy is something I did not know about. All right, so we need additional blockers. So I think this turn we actually want to go Nest Invader, Bloodthorn Vampire. As weird as that seems, and then next turn lead the Stampede. So let's go Nest Invader and Bloodthorn Vampire. And hopefully this lead the Stampede will help us kind of break board parity. But it's not looking good for us right now, gang. I guess that turn we could have gone Blister Pod over Nest Invader and sacked it to generate the mana and then attacked with this, but... Alright, pass the turn. How will you attack opponent, if you even do? Is this going to be a Rancor? Yep. Alright, so we should expect a pump spell on that. We should put a Bloodthorn Vampire in front of it, at the very least. I like that they're only attacking with one thing. So go to combat, block with... Maybe we should block with our own Nest Invader. But we're going to block with Bloodthorn Vampire. Our opponent must have seen this coming. So I don't really know what we're going to see here. We might lose both of our sack outlets, so we're going to sack Nest Invader to pump it. And see if our opponent has a pump spell. No pump spell. Alright, Rancor goes back to their hand. We take a damage. We are still drawing live to like Cartouche and stuff like that. Oh, dang. That would have been a reason to double block. And Rancor on Pit Skulk. That's tough. Although Bloodthorn Vampire can get in front of it. Alright, so turn comes back to us. Rancor, eh? Alright, let's lead. And maybe that'll dictate... This is really hard. Like, getting down Blister Pod here and then just kind of like eating damage and then going Rancor on Bloodthorn and going nuts next turn, like, that's pretty tempting. But I think we have an opportunity to lead here. And then next turn, we'll have a lot more information as to what we want to do. Throwing Young Wolf in front of something here doesn't seem that bad. That's not very good. Okay. Cartouche, Tragic Slip to the bottom. Could have used those. Could have used those. All right, pass the turn. And we need more green mana as well. You guys still talking about DST, eh? It is. It's an interesting topic. So we'll block like this. I think. Yeah, block like this. Taking 6. Pretty scary. Definitely on the back foot here, though. We would have needed that cartouche or like something to deal with our opponent's board somehow. Hunger. That doesn't really help either. A tank we duck. Welcome, man. Welcome. Glad to have you. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're enjoying yourself. So we'll play Brindleshote and just pass, I guess. Really choked on green mana here. All right, opponent gets in. Yep. With just Pit Skulk. They have 2 cards in hand. I think we just take 4 here. Double Kicked Vines doesn't kill us, so we'll have a way better opportunity to block it next turn, hopefully. Vault Scourge, okay. What's up? Finally caught the live stream. Well, I'm glad to have you. Oh, man. Fluffy Wolf. The worst turkey burgers. That's not good. Okay, so we can run out Carrion Feeder now. That's not a difficult choice. What is a difficult choice is how we want to play this Rancor line. We're not attacking at all. We'll try harder next time. We're not pressuring them at all. But they don't have a ton going on if this Pit Skulk stays alive. We just have no way to neuter it in the meantime. We can't even chump block it. I'd like to put the Rancor on Carrion Feeder, but I'd like to use the green mana to cast Hunger of the Howl Pack this turn. So, I think we just kind of have to pass again. Or like run out Blister Pod here. And then pass. I know, it's so tough. I've been eating a lot more vegetarian foods lately and trying to enjoy it. It's interesting to like get yourself out of your comfort zone cooking-wise. That's been my favorite part about it. So I'm going to get in with Pit Skulk and Vault Scourge. Okay, so now the question is how I eat stuff to kill this Vault Scourge. I think, or to kill this Pit Skulk. I think I do sack Brindleshote, sack Blister Pod, and get Bloodthorn Vampire in front of Pit Skulk. That does give him the Rancor back to put on Vault Scourge, but hopefully we can find one of these friggin' removal spells we brought in out of our sideboard. I assume our opponent has a removal spell here too, or a pump spell, which is essentially a removal spell in Stompy. Though they might let it go to just put the Rancor on this. They are going to do that. All right. So Rancor goes back to hand. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. I gotta wonder what all they're packing here. They put it on the life gain creature. And pass. Okay. Green mana would have been nice, deck. All right, so we're going to go to combat and swing with just Carrion Feeder, I think. We need Boar on the ground to block these creatures. We're going to be taking 3 in the air while they gain 3 next turn. So I think maybe we do attack with Boar. No, then we have the possibility of being dead. However, we can just block with Bloodthrone. So I think we're going to do this. See how our opponent blocks, if they even do. Opponent does not block, so we will sack the Eldrazi Spawn. And Hunger of the Howl Pack. At kind of an unfortunate time. And just hope they don't have us dead next turn. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage that'll get in next turn. But yeah, being choked on green mana really kind of beat us up there. Play a land, pass the turn. I mean, we do have a route to victory. Like, if we don't just die here, we have to block with Bloodthorn Vampire, but so opponent attacks. And I feel like they have Kicked Vines. We'll go to blocks. Block like this. Or they also have a Hunger. Kicked Vines. Yep. Which is 8. Bummer. Well, match 5 versus Burn. We kept our 7. A little sketchy. We'll see what our opponent's doing. It's going to be bolts to the face. All right. And if we're just dead on turn 4, we're just dead on turn 4. But we're going to do what we can to avoid that. I want to end strong, Mr. Big Stuff. I want to end strong so bad. All right, so play a Swamp, play Young Wolf, play Mortician Beetle, and pass the turn. We're at 13. Oh, thanks. Hey, thank you so much for the sub, E. Anderson 034. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Second sub tonight. All right, guys, let's go. You guys have been deadly with this. Have I said that yet? You guys have been deadly with the subs lately. Thank you. Seriously. It's amazing. You guys are the best. Thermo Alchemist. Okay. Now this is pretty scary, guys. So turn comes back to us. Another land, because my deck loves me. We're going to play untap land. Play Bloodthrone Vampire. And rancor up the Young Wolf, I guess. I guess we rancor up. Yeah, no, we have to rancor up Young Wolf. All right, do it like this. Go to combat and swing. Oh man, a sub. Do you know what's funny is like no hate on Subway at all. But last time I had food poisoning, had something to do with the Subway sandwich. I'll tell you, not the greatest experience I've ever had. We did beat Burn once, and it'll have to go very similarly for us to do it again. So we'll see if we can run it back in some kind of meaningful way. But I don't know if we'll be able to. This is a pretty commanding start. If they have their accelerator on board, it's just kind of all downhill from there. 3 cards in hand, we're at 12. We'll have to get rid of this Lava Runner while presenting a meaningful clock. Yeah, deck, please. Could I draw some more lands? That's always my favorite. And they're going to skewer us. Okay. Untaps Alchemist. They're going to skewer Young Wolf. Okay. Well, we will sack Young Wolf, grow Mortician Beetle, get back Rancor. That was interesting. I wonder why they're attacking our creatures. Now we'll be able to block Lava Runner, hopefully. Skewer Fizzles. That was weird. Ah, yeah, I guess this does run enough mana that it actually might be able to benefit from that, so... yeah. And our opponent just going to pass. Okay. They play Curse, so they're not going to be able to fizzle our Rancor here, which is kind of nice. Gonna probe, okay. See that we're on pretty much nothing. It could have been a misclick. I don't know. I'd have to assume, considering. All right, so turn comes back. Pierce Heart ticks up. We draw another land, because... we'll Rancor up Bloodthrone Vampire. And go to combat and swing with both, I guess? Or just swing with Bloodthorn Vampire, I think. Swing with Vampire. See how our opponent blocks. We don't want to trade Mortician Beetle, and we don't want to sack this to its own ability, and we want to have a blocker. Super nice deck! Our opponents resolve so many more spells than us. Alright, so we're going to trade with Lava Runner, which means we don't need a blocker anymore. Which is kind of nice. Get back Rancor. Bounce back our gain land. I guess the Karoo lands are kind of like a spell. We're gaining life off of them and stuff. Yep. Opponent pings. Get back a land. Pass a turn. That's true. Yep. Nice sequencing. Yeah. That was a little weird. All right, let's see what happens here. They have 2 cards in hand. We could definitely reasonably be dead. And 1 mana, 3 damage burn spell coming at us. I think Call in the Garden probably was a consideration. I don't know if the tap lands coming out were like a concession to the Karoos or something. Fire Blast, gonna do it. Didn't even need the Alchemist. And we're dead. So cartouches are what we decided are gonna come in here They're the only thing we can really reasonably support. One Tragic Slip's probably fine. Rite of Consumption gains us life. Tragic Slip might not be necessary. I think I'm going to take out Slip. I'm going to take one Slip and... no, actually killing Alchemist on time is probably important. I think I'm going to take out Rituals. I think they're too slow. All right, let's do it. Nah, I don't think you want to hate Burns lands. They don't really need that many. Slipped into the grave. That's me. That's me right there when I got my flow going. You'll ever seen that playoff flow? You may never, because I'll probably never make the playoffs. All right, let's do it. Yeah, awkward mana is awkward. The hunger is kind of a thing here. So we can go turn 1 Beetle, turn 2 nothing. Turn 3 Brindleshote, and then we have 2 1/1s, and we're giving a burn opponent a turn 4. This is not fast enough. This hand is terrible. This hand is much worse. So much worse. Oh my god. Alright, I feel a little sketchy on that mulligan, but it felt way too slow. We got to mulligan this too. Alright. Brindleshote, I will keep. Put on top. Play Young Wolf, say go. Still winnable. No, London Mulligan does not come to Moto until April 1st. Riftbolt goes away. We draw Brindleshote. All right, so play a Swamp, play Bloodthrone. Go to combat, attack with Young Wolf. And then next turn will be Brindleshote. We'll get our 3/3, attack for 3. Oh, is it April 10th? Okay, maybe it was a joke. Riftbolt comes down. We'll see what it targets. I could see it targeting Bloodthrone Vampire. That doesn't even seem unreasonable. Oh yeah, seeing the extra cards, like, I don't know. I think it's going to reduce the number of non-games in Magic, but I think if they decide to keep it, it will fundamentally change how we play the game, for sure. Like, if you think about it, mulliganing is the most powerful thing. Opponent getting mana screwed over here. Mulliganing is the most powerful thing you can do in Magic. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Brindleshote. And I'm actually going to hope my opponent doesn't have Gut Shot. We're going to go to combat, swing with Bloodthrone Vampire. We're going to sack both of our creatures here to Bloodthrone. Because not only does it represent an extra damage this turn, it represents an extra damage with Young Wolf next turn as well. So let it get pumped. Sack Brindleshote. Hit for 5. Pass a turn. Opponent at 14. Got a pretty imposing board state over here. We're going to attack for 10 next turn. They probe. Yeah, like I'm into trying it, especially where Wizard supports it so heavily. Oh, is a Searing Blaze? Keld Marauders, okay. No big there. Can't really serve into Keld Marauders, but we'll see. I kind of want to take 3 off of it. Just cuz. We find Blister Pod. Okay, so play Blister Pod. Sack Blister Pod. Get a token. Pump the Bloodthrone. We're going to try to make it as inexcusable as possible to not block Bloodthrone Vampire here. Go to combat. And swing. We'll see how they block. Of course, they can try to eat Young Wolf, or they can trade with the boar. And I will let that trade go through. Okay, so we will sack Butcher Ghoul, make it a 2/2. Hit for a bunch. Do we have lethal here? Hold on. So 5. It can go up to 9, so we'd only hit for 11 here. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the kill. +4 is 9 is 11. Yeah, off by 1. So we're going to let the trade go through. Opponent goes to 5. We go to 14. And we got a good shot at it next turn. Unless our opponent just like straight kills Bloodthorn Vampire. Which would be complicated. It doesn't survive through any 1 mana 3 damage burn spells. Bloodthorn is not Nantuko Husk. You are right. Although Nantuko Husk wouldn't have done it there either, right? Chain Lightning at Bloodthorn Vampire. All right, no sense fighting over that. Can't pay to duplicate. And now we can F6. See what our opponent wants to do. Get to Lava Runner. So I do think yeah, I don't know if we trade here. I think we trade now because that makes sense. Go to combat and swing. And then we play Bloodthorn Vampire and we're representing... Atog is a 1-2. I agree. Justice for the Bloodthorn Vampire. Our opponent goes to 3, play Bloodthorn. Blister Pot on tap for next turn. You know, they can just play the control deck for a couple of seconds here. We're at 14. But if they have all accelerators in hand, like if they're all Thermal Alchemists and stuff, we might be okay, but I won't be blocking a Lava Runner this turn, that's for sure. Requesting net benefits with Perilous Affinity on London Mulligan? Oh god, that would be nuts. Oh, that would be nuts. I legit thought Bloodthorn Vampire was an Nantuko Husk. Oh, because it's not a 2-2. That's what you mean. Okay. Yeah. I think they're forced into going control to the lack of lands. Possibly. So they're going to Searing Blaze unkicked on Bloodthorn. Yep. Well, we can't punish them. Unless we draw Hunger. That would be pretty funny. If we draw Hunger and they have like Fire Blast in hand and they have to sack both of their lands. We draw Young Wolf. I think we're going to draw Blister Pod just in case like Mortician Beetle comes up. I miss lethal? No. I didn't miss lethal. Swing like this. Did they miss lethal? Back, so it was like back like 3 turns ago? Or 2 turns ago? Or just then? Oh yeah, did miss lethal. Just there. Yep, no, you're right. Yep. You got it. My bad. E. Anderson 034 with the late follow on the super sub. You subbed first. You were so into it that you subbed first. Thank you, man. No, that's true. I did. I see what you mean now. If we would have saved it with the unkicked Searing Blaze, then we would have been okay. Oh yeah, hopefully it doesn't cost us the game, but you're right. I see what you mean now. We got him. Oof. They're going to give it to us anyway. All right, guys. All right. That was a little too close. That was a little too close. So I don't think we want to change anything. I like the way our sideboard is. We're on the draw here. It does make it a little tougher to win. Rite of Consumption and Cartouche are going to have to come in at exactly the right time. Yeah. Just missed potential opportunity. Yeah, I didn't even discuss it. I didn't even go over it. And hey, I've got time, so. Yeah, they could. And then they survive. All right, this is okay, because we are going to be able to turn on our Hunger of the Howl pack when we want to, so I am going to keep this. But we have to find one of our life gain spells, or this is going to be real bad. And they can't remove, if they, what's up, Degenerate Game Geek? I didn't see you up there. How you doing? And if they remove our creature in response to the Hunger, then we're in just a world of hurt. Drawing lands is also not ideal. Play Young Wolf. Pass a turn. We're going to have to stay back a little bit here, which kind of scares me. Searing Blaze. Lightning Bolts us. Okay. Opponent on 4 cards in hand. Needle Drops us. Oop. Needle Drop is such a good card. It always blows my mind when people are like, you should cut Needle Drop. Never cut Needle Drop. The card's so good. It's like 1 mana. It's like making a 2 mana 4 damage burn spell. Pretty much. All right, so go to combat and swing. This is kind of explosive, actually. We might have a chance here. If I don't just like pass through my turn accidentally or something. Play Nest Invader. Pass. Kind of lurking tonight. That's all good, man. You do you. I think we're going to take... I really want to take the Lava Runner damage here. It's sketchy, but I really want to take the Lava Runner damage here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah, I think the Nest Invader is going to get in the way, actually. I changed my mind. Yeah, the O1 should definitely not block. I was thinking about not blocking because it makes for such an explosive turn next turn. Hey, man, you can do whatever. You can enjoy my content whatever way you like. You want to do it in your underwear with a massive pieces slathered all over your chest? That's how I enjoy everyone else's content, so no shame for that at all. As a matter of fact, I encourage you. Treat yourself. You know, do what you got to do. Curse ticks down. We're going to have to go significantly faster. That is a way to go significantly faster. So run out Blood Throne. Wait. Play Mortician Beetle. Sack Eldrazi Spawn. Grow Mortician Beetle. Play Blood Throne. Hunger up the wolf. Hungry like the wolf. And get in like that. I found the line. I mean, hopefully it does it for us. So we have 7 damage on board. One of our 2-for-1 creatures doesn't quite do it. Any way to gain life here would be ideal. Almost. You can... Wait. I've never run Catcher in the Rye. Or I've never run. I've never read Catcher in the Rye. So enjoy at your leisure. Yeah, I'm going to sack Mortician Beetle here. I don't see why I wouldn't. We always use its ability, even when it's on its way to the graveyard. See if they have a way to hit Bloodthorn Vampire. I think we're in better shape now that they're sending removal spells at our creatures. Hopefully. And we can't draw lands here, guys, because if we draw lands, we'll probably lose. Young Wolf, I like it. So play Young Wolf. If they had a 1 mana 3 damage burn spell to kill our Bloodthorn Vampire, they would have done it last turn. Go to combat, swing. We might as well play a land because we might draw Lead the Stampede. Attack for 8. And pass. Hey. I love that Beetle triggers when it dies too. We got him, guys. We got him. All right, 3-1. Or 3-2. All right, it's been a little while. It's been a little while since I went positive. I like that. Hello out there in YouTube land. Thank you so much for watching the entire league. It felt amazing to play a black-green Aristocrats deck that came together as smoothly as this one did. Scarscale Ritual came out for us early when we really needed it. Lead the Stampede drew us 4 cards one time. Even if we didn't win the game, it's still super powerful, and we got to demonstrate that. Those are kind of the wicked innovations that we see in this deck. We got the extra life gain off some of those sideboard slots, so congrats to the deck builder for building something that not only went 5-0, but also seems to be a great shell. There's people brewing with it right now, trying to make it even better and even more consistent, so keep your eye on those black-green Aristocrats. Anyway, thanks again for watching the entire league out there on YouTube and for hanging out tonight for the entire stream on Twitch. I really appreciate it, guys. Have a great night.